What is going on out there, peeps? All right. I've been struggling with whether or not to do this video all day because I'm not so sure that people will understand it or will they be able to get it. Not because it's not easy to explain. It's very easy to explain. But like I said before, there are the powers that be, and I told you, look, they know a lot more and they're keeping it from us, and it's not a conspiracy. There's things you need to know about. So the hard part about this, what I'm about to show you right now, NESARA, GESARA, I told you it's more than just the money part or the Jubilee part. I do believe that NESARA, GESARA is also about unlocking and providing to us the information that's been hidden from us for a long time. The information is there, but most of us are conditioned. We really are. So I'm going to attempt to do this because I'm one of the people that think like everybody comes to God in their own way. And there's a reason for that. That's the path that God chose you to be on. But I'm going to try this. People, I hope, will understand. So this is NESARA, GESARA 1. In the beginning, we were all one with God. Every single being everywhere was one with God. This is important for you to understand. I also need to point out certain things to you. The Hebrew word for light means the same thing as knowledge. The Hebrew word for darkness means the same thing as ignorance. The Hebrew word Father is the same as source. That's why they say Jesus is the light and the way. What they're really saying is Jesus is the knowledge and the way. That's why they say the devil is the prince of darkness. It means the devil is the prince of ignorance. This is why you have a heavenly Father, source, and you have a earthly Father, source. Do you see what I'm saying? With that knowledge, go read the Bible again. So in the beginning, we were one with God. All of us, every being everywhere was one with God. So this changes the whole Lord's Prayer thing. But let's use the one that we talk about. No, I'm going to show you the original Lord's Prayer. That's right. The one you know is the wrong one. It's the Masonic version, the one you guys are saying now. And you'll see why. It's covered in codes. So in the beginning, we were all one with God, and God wanted to express his creativity and create companionship. He created free will and allowed sin. He didn't create sin, he allowed it. Because you need contrast. How do you know if something's good unless you have something bad? How do you know if something's dark unless you have something light? You have to have contrast. You have to be able to learn. You have to be able to develop. Okay? This is the original Lord's Prayer, retranslated of the Lord's Prayer from the original Aramaic. This was the common language of Judah and Jesus, which Jesus and his disciples would more than likely have used, probably in local dialect. O breathing life, your name shines everywhere. Release a space to plant your presence. Imagine your possibilities now. Embody your desire in every light or knowledge and form. Grow through us this moment bread and wisdom. Untie the knots of failure, binding us. It's important, man, because later on I'm going to be something and do something bold, but pay attention to the word binding. As we release the strands we hold of others' faults, help us not forget our source, yet free us, not being in the presence. From you arise every vision, power, and song, from gathering to gathering. Amen. May our future actions grow from us. That was the original Lord's Prayer. Why it changed? Well, here we go. This is when you start getting into areas that are touchy. You see, the church, when I say the church, I mean the Vatican, knows about a lot of things that for some reason they refuse to share with the people. Do you understand that there's over a few 100,000 scholars that now know the mark of the beast is not 666, but it's actually 616? You need to Google that. The Vatican knew this for a long time, but they never made the correction. Because if you do, then that means the thing that they're telling you is infallible is fallible. I would respect it more if they said, hey, we made some boo-boos, but we're trying. You know what I mean? Nikola Tesla, if you only knew the magnificence of 369, then you would have the key to the universe. Nikola Tesla. 369 is otherwise known as the fingerprint of God. It is in everything. And I mean everything. Fibonacci, golden ratio, vortex math, it's frequencies, it's in physics, it's everywhere. This particular pattern. So what you see here is a 3, the 6, and a 9. Govern all the other powers on the outside. But the ultimate one you see is here. Now this is important because God is the ring that connects everything together. See it right here in the middle? This is, if you look at vortex math, there's a this crazy thing, because I remember the first time this was explained to me and I lost my mind. I don't mean that literally. My mind has this way of picking up patterns in even things that people believe are chaotic. I can see patterns in chaos. The problem is, in some things, people don't see the pattern. This is the simplistic version of it. You can see right here, starts with 1. So if you got 1 and 1 is 2, right here. 2 and 2 is 4, comes down here. 4 and 4 is 8, comes up here. 8 and 8 is 16. Since there is no double digits on this chart, 16 is 1 plus 7. Don't you get it? I mean 1 plus 6, which is 7. 7 is 14. 4 and 1 is 5. 5 and 5 is 10. 1 is 0 is 1. What this creates is the symbol of infinity, governed by other two powers with the ultimate at the top. I will show you what this 9 means later on. You could do it in other ways. You could do it in halves right here. So what's a half of 1 is 5.0. 5 plus 0 is 5, right? So in a half of 50, what is that? 0.25. 2 plus 5 is 7. See what I'm doing here? What's half of 0.25 is 0.125. If you add them together, it comes up to 8. See, and then it goes back this way. What you're looking at is the actual pattern of energy, free energy. And I'm going to show you it. Because if you go in one direction, it's a positive. If you go in the opposite direction, it creates a negative. When Tesla created free energy, this was the pattern that was used. But it means a lot more than that. You can get into this mathematically and you will go crazy. It creates many different designs, and a lot of these designs you will see in symbology. Symbology that you usually see created by, not created by, but used by Freemasons and those in the occult. That's because they understand the true powers of these things. And no, that does not mean it's negative, not at all. What that means is that they are in the know and they know how to use this type of thing. So this right here is what is known as an energy donut, like an energy sphere, right? This is what I'm talking about when it comes to free energy. The numbers 369 in various orders, but always together. All these patterns equal 369. Remember, any numbers divided by 7 in any order which equal 9 as a digital root. So this is how free energy is created. It's also yin and yang. This is also known as the universal metaphysics mechanics. Do you see how 369 pattern is always together? If you put these in a box, 1 plus 7 plus 4 equals what? 8, 12. That's 3. 1 and 2 is 3. 5 plus 2 is 7 plus 8 is 15. 1 and 5 is 6. But look at this. 6 plus 9 is 15, plus 3 is 18. 1 and 8 is 9. 4 plus 9 is 13, plus 5 is 18. 1 and 8 is 9. 2 plus 7 is 11, plus 8, 1 and 8 is 9. So you see, 9 governs all numbers, and they're used in different areas in physics, energy, waves, megahertz, sound, in the human body. Yeah, your chakras. They're all made up of the same human pattern. You got to understand that some of these things we talk about, there's a reason why it's tied into a lot of these things out there that we think are the boogeyman. We're told they're the boogeyman, like the cult, like magic, like the Illuminati. It's because they're trying to keep us away from the truth. Look at the chakras. Apostle James walked in on Jesus. Jesus told him, "You're not to tell people what you saw till after I'm gone." Later on, when Jesus is gone, what did he say he saw? He saw what? The 7 candles or the 7 churches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He saw Jesus in our true form. In other words, he was in full meditation and all of his chakras were lit up. Did you know, if you know how to energize or charge all of your chakras in the dark, you actually glow? You can see how this pattern plays out in almost everything. Light waves, DNA, fingerprints, frequency vibrations, photon models, coded EM cells, matter, time, length. Do you see what I'm saying? This is what, and there's that infinity symbol, positive and negative energy, free energy. This is what Tesla was talking about. If people can learn the magnificence of the numbers 369. Same as above as below. This is your brain cell. That's the universe. This is the birth of a cell. This is the death of a star. This is the eye. This is nebula. This is a clusters of galaxy. This is an electron. This is a neuron. Coincidence? No. This is the magnificence of God. Look at this. This is a star of the etheric field. This is the neurons in a brain. Field, brain. See? See? Same as above as below. Our Father, thou art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Earth as it is in heaven. So what does this mean? The earth behaves like a gigantic electronic circuit. The electronic magnetic field surrounds and protects all living things. Is 0. With the natural frequency pulsation of 7.83 hertz on average. So let's add it. 7 plus 8 is 15 plus 3 is 18. 8 and 1 is 9. This is the vibrational pulse of Earth. 432 megahertz, the magic number everybody is talking about. It is said to be the natural frequency of the universe, to have cosmetic healing powers, and attracts masses of audience to our music. Our music used to be tuned in at 432, but it changed. 4 plus 3 is 7, plus 2 is 9. So what does a 9 mean spiritually? The number 9 is a symbol of completeness of God and also a symbol of finality. It means that God completed his creation and all his promises. There are also 9 spiritual gifts of God, such as faith, wisdom, miracles, prophecies, and some others. You may have heard of the Day of Atonement. Do you understand the magnificence of the number 9? 432 megahertz, 369 as the key to the universe. It's in yin and yang, again, including the Fibonacci code as well as the golden ratio. And I'm going to show you what that is. So listen to these 10 frequencies during meditation to amplify this experience. Now, you just can't put any headset on. You have to have the proper headset, one that picks up really good bass, one that picks up pitches. All right, look at this. 174 hertz removes pain. 1 plus 7 is 8, plus 2 is 12. 12, 1 plus 2 is 3. Influences energy field. 2 plus 8 is 10, plus 5 is 15, 5 and 1 is 6. Liberates you of fear and guilt. 3 plus 9 is 12, plus 6 is 18, 1 and 8 is 9. Do you see how these frequencies all play around within 3, 6, 9? Those are always the different frequencies to heal yourself, but there's more to them than that. So you can see, you could measure degrees off of them. You could do all kinds of things. This is really, cell division goes 1 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 8, 8. So 1 to 2, 2 plus 2 is 4, 4 plus 4 is 8, 8 plus 8 is 16. What is 16? 1 plus 6 equals 7. So 7 plus 7 is what? 14? Which is what? 5. And it creates the ongoing symbol of affinity. I know, it's crazy. And you start getting into other designs that explain so much. You could do doubling, like I just did. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 and 4 is 8. 8 and 8 is 16. Which is what? 1 plus 7. 1 plus 6, which is 7. You see how it goes on and on. You will always continue this pattern. Having does it, you go back the other way. What's half of this? 0.50, 0.25, and you go back the opposite way. You can do powers of 10. It goes on. So 1 to 10, you just replace the numbers. This pattern is important. Yin Yang, the 3, the 6, the 9. Our DNA, 1 plus 8. 1 plus 8 is 9. Down here, what do we have? 6 plus 7 is 13, plus 3 is 18, 1 and 8 is 9, and the pattern repeats. 5 plus 7 is 12, 12 plus 6 is 18, 18 plus 1 plus 8 is 9. That's the front side and the back side of our DNA. Oh yeah, this is how crazy it gets. Energy fields, the human body, the DNA, everything, magical geometric numbers. It goes on and on and on. I am that I am, as above, as below. So do you see this? This is what I'm talking about. This is what Tesla was trying to explain to people. The number 369 has a lot more meaning than people know. This man will explain it to you in a different way.
The mind-blowing secret behind the numbers 3, 6, and 9 finally revealed. Nikola Tesla did countless mysterious experiments, but he was a whole other mystery on his own. Almost all genius minds have a certain obsession. Nikola Tesla had a pretty big one. Tesla had some interesting habits that he would do. For example, he would walk around the block repeatedly, 3 times before entering a building. He would clean his plates with 18 napkins. He lived in hotel rooms, only with the number divisible by 3. He would make calculations about things in his immediate environment to make sure the result is divisible by 3. He would do everything in sets of 3. Some say he had OCD, and others say he was very superstitious. However, the truth is a lot deeper. If you knew the magnificence of 3, 6, and 9, you would have the keys to the universe. Nikola Tesla. His obsession was not simply with numbers, but especially these numbers, 3, 6, and 9. Tesla claimed that these numbers were extremely important, and nobody listened. But why these numbers? What did Nikola Tesla try to make the world understand? First, we must understand that we did not create math, we discovered it. It's the universal language and law. No matter where you are in the universe, 1 plus 2 will always equal to 3. Everything in the universe obeys this law. There are patterns that naturally occur in the universe. Patterns that we've discovered in life. Galaxies, star formations, evolution, and almost all natural systems. Some of these patterns are the golden ratio and sacred geometry. One really important system that nature seems to obey is the power of two binary system, in which the patterns start from 1 and continues doubling the numbers. Cells and embryos develop following this sacred pattern: 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, etc. Some call these patterns the blueprint of God. Math by this analogy would be God's thumbprint, leaving all religion aside. In vortex math, the science of torus anatomy, there is a pattern that repeats itself: 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, and 5, and so on. As you can see, 3, 6, and 9 are not in this pattern. Scientist Marco Rodin believes these numbers represent a vector from the third and fourth dimension, which he calls a flux field. This field is supposed to be a higher dimensional energy that influences the energy circuit of the other 6 points. Randy Powell, a student of Marco Rodin, says that this is the secret key to free energy, something we all know Tesla mastered. Let me explain. Let's start from 1. Doubled it is 2. 2 doubled it is 4. 4 doubled is 8. 8 doubled is 16, which means 1 plus 6, that equals to 7. 16 doubled is 32, resulting in 3 plus 2 equals 5. You can do 7 doubled if you want, to which you would get 14, resulting in 5. 32 doubled is 64, resulting in total of 1. So if we continue, we will keep following the same pattern: 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, 5.
That is the number pattern for the infinity symbol.
1, 2, 4, 8, 7, 5, etc. over and over. As you can see, there is no mention of 3, 6, and 9. It's like they are beyond this pattern, free from it. However, there is something strange once you start doubling them. 3 doubled is 6. 6 doubled is 12, which would result in 3. Add 1 and 2 and you get 3. In this pattern, there is no mention of 9. It's like 9 is beyond, completely free from both patterns. But if you start doubling 9, it will always result in 9. This is called the Symbol of Enlightenment. If we go to the Great Pyramid of Giza, not only are there 3 larger pyramids at Giza, all side by side, mirroring the positions of the stars in Orion's belt, but we also see a group of 3 smaller pyramids, immediately away from the 3 larger pyramids. We find lots of evidence that nature uses 3-fold and 6-fold symmetry. These shapes are in nature, and the ancients emulated these shapes in the building of their sacred architecture. Is it possible that Tesla uncovered this profound secret and used this knowledge to push the boundaries of science and technology? The magnificence of the number 9. Let's say there are 2 opposites. Call them white and black if you want to. They are like the north and south poles of a magnet. One side is 1, 2, and 4. The other side is 8, 7, and 5. Just like electricity, everything in the universe is a stream between these 2 polar sides, like a swinging pendulum. And if you could imagine the movement, it's something like the symbol for infinity. However, these 2 sides are governed by 3 and 6. 3 governs 1, 2, and 4, while 6 governs 8, 7, and 5. And if you look at the pattern closely, it gets even more mind-boggling. 1 and 2 equals 3. 2 and 4 equals 6. 4 and 8 equals 3. 8 and 7 equals 6. 7 and 5 equals 3. 5 and 1 equals 6. And 1 and 2 equals 3. The same pattern on a higher scale is actually 3, 6, 3, 6, 3, 6. But even these two sides, 3 and 6, are governed by 9, which shows something spectacular. Looking closely at the pattern of 3 and 6, you realize that 3 and 6 equals 9. 6 and 3 equals 9. All the numbers together equal 9, both ways, excluding and including 3 and 6. So 9 means the unity of the both sides. 9 is the universe itself, the vibration, the energy, and the frequency. 3, 6, and 9. If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Nikola Tesla. There is a deeper philosophical truth in this. Just imagine what we could accomplish if we could apply this sacred knowledge in everyday science. The day science begins to study non-physical phenomena, it'll make more progress in 1 decade than in all the previous centuries of its existence. Nikola Tesla.
All right, you guys, if you liked the video, hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel. And I surely do appreciate it. I'll catch you later.